Hey everyone. Just wanted to walk you through kind of an idea I have. I couldn't find a tool just like this, so I messed around with Replit and Cursor and made a little Streamlit app to help me take points that I make in QGIS and export them so that I can load them directly into my DJI Mavic 3 Multispectral. The idea here is personally, I'm quite interested in using drones to not only map, but also to spot check, kind of do like individual um, inspections of crop or pasture. Um, I can go into why I want to do that, but it's in the end, I want to still use those as like kind of transects or replace kind of ground truthing. Um, but I wasn't having a very much luck. I don't like the DJI Pilot 2 app for making waypoint missions if you need to be very particular about where you're putting the points. So, just as a quick overview, this is a pasture project that I was working on. What I did was took like 7 years of Sentinel-2 data and made a multi-year productivity map. So red is areas of low productivity, green is high. Now the idea is how do we investigate and figure out, how to further characterize that. The ortho map is fine, but I've got a higher resolution one here, but it still doesn't give you a lot of detail about what's going on the ground there. So what I did was I converted that multi-year productivity raster into a polygon, like I vectorized it into a polygon layer. And now I'm going to use the random points in polygon. So it's a vector tool, research tools, and you can choose to make these random points within a polygon. So I'll just run that, and you'll see that now I've got these random points within inside the polygon. So this is a full quarter section. I'm not gonna. This is just for demo purposes. I'm not gonna say I actually I'm gonna use this. But so now I want to make that into my waypoint mission. So I'm going to save that point feature as a GeoJSON just in my downloads. We're going to call this waypoint mission 1 GeoJSON. So nothing fancy there. We're going to make sure that we're in WGS 84. Click OK. So we've got this new file now. So this is what I've done now is I've made this public open source Streamlit tool. It's on my GitHub. I made it within Replit here, and it's actually deployed. You can play with it. I'm not going to say it's going to work for everyone. I just made this and have some more troubleshooting to do probably. But so what you do is first you need to have a seed KMZ file. So I'm just going to download this. I included one in the Replit project, so you can find that on GitHub if you want. And what I did was just use my DJI Pilot 2 app controller, made a simple waypoint mission with 2 locations on it, 2 waypoints on it, exported that mission as a KMZ file. And inside that KMZ file is a KML template file and a a waypoint layer. So what we do now is this Streamlit app lets us use that as a template file. It's kind of got like all the default DJI formatted the way it wants. And then we're going to upload our waypoint file that we want to use now, which is this GeoJSON file. I'm still working on this. You can set the altitude that you want the mission to use, but you can also set that up in the mission. And then this is just, I'm trying to avoid bots spamming my Streamlit apps. So just a real simple verification question. And you can click this build KMZ, and it says it rebuilt the KMZ with 45 waypoints. I'm going to download that as, I need to change the default here, but this is going to be, we'll do waypoint from QGIS. So now if we open that just in Google Earth, we will see how that works. So there's all the waypoints that we made. So the next step, I'm just going to use my SD card, and I'm going to copy that over. So this is what I did. I'm just going to copy it into that folder, my SD card, eject it, and now I'm going to push pause on here, and all right, so I popped the SD card into my controller, and I'm just going to go into the flight routes. I'm going to import the route from my SD card. It is waypoint from QGIS. Confirm. Allow access, allow access. There it is, waypoint from QGIS. So that is all the points that I'd added. Now I see I made a, I didn't account for the ordering of the points. So we'd have to touch that up in QGIS because this isn't a very efficient flight path now. Right, we start over here, number 2, down here, number 3, down here. So it's going to take quite a while, 40 minutes to fly this. But we should be able to adjust that with ordering the points a little better. In QGIS, this is also a fairly big site. It's a full section. So now I can edit this. And so I can choose how fast I'm flying, the altitude of the drone when we're flying, and the yaw, gimbal. I wonder, so waypoint 1 now. So there's no camera action, so I should double check the, there should be a way in my Streamlit app to make it so that each waypoint is takes a photo. But anyways, this kind of proves the concept. I think I can add that. I mean, worst case scenario, I can just go through and take a photo to each of these. But yeah, save that, and it's now in my mission library. So I think, well, I'm hoping to play around with this and find something useful from it. Let me know what you think. So yeah, that's kind of version 1 of this here. I'll maybe go into more detail on kind of how I want to use this, but the idea is to maybe use some machine learning or something to look at each photo and try to estimate ground cover or bulk species, like is it woody vegetation, is it grass, is it bare soil, things like that, to help just be able to go out there and collect data, complement ground truthing, complement ortho mapping, just use drones in different ways. So anyways, if anyone thinks that's interesting, please feel free to chat with me about it. Feel free to fork this. It's a MIT license. I'm not going to say it's without bugs, but it's worked for me. I haven't flown it yet, but I'm going to try that soon. Feel free to use the Streamlit app if you want to play with it yourself. Let me know what other features might be neat for it. And yeah, I love using Replit, Cursor, AI to build tools to let me do things that I couldn't used to do.